Hi, Broadway
Hello.
fans. We're live at 5.
We are live at really close to 5.
I'm Paul Wontorg.
I'm Beth Stevens,
And
today...
here we are in the heart of Times Square. You can't tell.
No.
We could literally be in a bunker in Indiana.
That's correct.
But that's not true because we have a Broadway star here today, and
Yes,
you can't
Nicholas
book them.
Belton is here from Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812, or just Great Comet.
Well, I learned from the Tony Awards. I think you can now just call it the Great Comet. And that's what they never. I don't think they ever said Natasha, did they? I don't know. I feel like it was just Great Comet.
Yeah, they don't know. Who's Natasha?
I don't know.
Not important. Not important. Great Comet, that's important. Yeah, so
but we
Nick
have
is
some
here.
news first.
Yes.
Well, first of all, happy opening to 1984. Is Big Brother watching? Is Big Brother watching this?
Yes.
He is.
The answer is yes.
1984 opens tonight at the Hudson Theater, and it's a really spectacular production.
Yes.
It's upsetting people. They just reminded everyone that there's an age restriction. You can't be a child and go see 1984 because
Nope.
apparently there have been some children. It's
Like
upsetting.
8th grade and up, I think, is good.
Okay, sure. You're a mom. You should know.
I know.
So anyway, it opens tonight. So I hope everyone has a great time at the party. I'm sure.
Up your paranoia.
Yeah.
Take your anxiety meds. Enjoy.
So the upsetting news from yesterday, everybody, is Cats is closing.
Yes.
At the Neil Simon Theater.
What's happening?
Now here's the thing. This is very Broadway now. This is what you do. You say, we're closed. When Beth and I first started in this industry, shows would close, they would tell you on Tuesday it was closing Sunday. That's what
That
used
still
to happen.
happens every once in a while.
Not that often, but nowadays, Cats is closing in 6 months.
Which gives you plenty of time to
can
see it over
still
the
see it
holidays. Yeah.
many times. It's closing on December 30th, the Neil Simon Theater, and after an 18-month run. And I heard that, and I thought 18, and I remember the original ran 18 years.
Ooh.
See that? Fun
Look
fact
at
I just threw
that.
at you? 1982
But
to
it's going
2000.
on tour. Right?
Yeah, of course it's going on tour. It's Cats. Isn't
Cats.
Cats always on tour?
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you supposed to
If
do
it's
on the...
not, it should
Phantom
be.
and Cats are always on tour.
I see them somewhere.
Of course
Near
it's going
you.
on tour.
Yes.
So Cats is not going anywhere. It's going everywhere.
Now and forever on tour.
It's going everywhere. So I like these awards. The Actors Equity Diversity Awards.
Oh, cool. What's that?
Is a cool thing. And what they do is they honor shows, they honor diversity, inclusion, non-traditional casting, and equal opportunity. And this year they honored 3 Broadway shows, The Great Comet,
I like how you said that. Yeah.
A Doll's House Part 2, and Come From Away. And so they will all be honored at a July 11th award show.
Cool.
So, On Your Feet is going on the road.
I did know this.
It's closing on Broadway at the end of August, and then
Right.
it's starting on tour in September in Buffalo, and they announced the stars. So congratulations to Christy Prades, who is playing Gloria Estefan on the road. She is currently an understudy in the Broadway production,
cool.
and she will be playing the lead on the road. And then Mauricio Martinez, who is he starred in a lot of Mexican productions of Broadway
shows,
musicals.
that's right. He has
Similar
a
to
long
Hector
resume.
Rivera. That's similar to Hector Rivera's, the current Emilio on Broadway. That was his past too. And so Mauricio's actually will be doing it on Broadway from July 11th to August 13th.
Oh.
And then the final week, Hector will come back for the final week, and then Mauricio will do the tour with Christy. So congratulations to both of you.
That's awesome.
Audiences are going to eat that up.
True.
It's going to be like Cats all over. There's a
really.
trailer for Will, the new TNT show, about Will Shakespeare, which you might be into.
Oh, sure. I'm
You
very
love
highbrow.
Shakespeare.
I'm very
Why wouldn't you
highbrow.
watch that?
So love him.
You can watch the trailer. It premieres July 10th at 9 p.m. on TNT. Karen Olivo, Tony winner Karen Olivo, who is currently starring in the Chicago production of Hamilton as Angelica, is leaving. Why are you laughing at me?
Because you look like you didn't know what you were going to say. Like, Chicago is also a musical. Was she in Chicago? No, she's in the town.
I did not say one word wrong.
You
She's
did. You
leaving
said it
August 6th.
completely correctly.
And we can't wait to see what she does next. Come back to Broadway, Karen. I
Yeah,
know,
Karen.
Karen has an interesting past because, she left the business and then,
That's right.
and then,
And then she got
Lin-Manuel
sucked back
Miranda was
in.
like, no, you didn't. And then so that's basically what happened. So now I'm curious to see.
What will she do next?
Yeah, what's next? There's a trailer for Marshall, which is a new movie about Thurgood Marshall, the African-American Supreme Court Justice. What, you look at me like I don't know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying.
You do.
This movie will come out October 13th.
I
And
believe you.
Josh
I believe
Gad is
every
in
word.
it. He
Yeah,
plays Sam
not Thurgood
Friedman,
Marshall.
some attorney.
Thurgood Marshall.
Chadwick Boseman plays Thurgood Marshall.
Gotcha.
But also it has some other theater people in it. Dan Stevens, Anna O'Reilly, who was in The Robber Bridegroom, remember
Yes,
that?
I
And
do.
Barrett Doss of
She's in
Groundhog Day.
Day.
She's also in the show.
Cool.
Have you ever thought of Andrew Rannells as a unicorn?
This is a question I have never pondered.
I feel like some people may have. You can now actually see him as a unicorn named Sky in the Disney Channel animated TV show, Sophia the First. We have an exclusive clip of an episode airing on the 24th. Megan Hilty is also in it, playing a crystal maker named Prisma.
They're just voicing it, right? Like, they're not actually dressed as a unicorn.
No, this is animated. This is their voices.
Okay, just being clear.
But they're amazing. Andrew Rannells has an amazing horn. Welcome to the Rock. Welcome to the Rock, episode 6.
Episode 6.
What is Welcome to the Rock?
Welcome to the Rock is Jen Colella's vlog, Come From Away.
Come From Away vlog. What happens in this episode?
Lots of visitors.
A lot of visitors.
Will Chase, and he's got this girlfriend, you know.
Who's going into a show called
The Great Comet.
Natasha. It's just called Natasha.
So Ingrid Michaelson. We're talking about Ingrid Michaelson, who's going into Great Comet.
Yes.
Very soon.
Yeah.
And the Clintons come.
Yes. Jason Robert Brown, you said?
Jason Robert Brown and Georgia Stitt.
Yes.
It's
now,
nice. It's nice.
Since this is the final episode of Live at 5 until Monday, we're going to reveal some exclusive news. Is everyone excited?
Just between you and us.
We have another vlog starting next week. It's called TV Time.
Can you guess?
Backstage at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And Mike Wartella, who plays
Mike TV.
Mike TV, will be hosting it. So that's going to start next week. And I also want to say we're going to leave because we have an amazing guest who's ready to talk. But I want to say this Sunday is LGBTQ Pride in New York City. So
Happy
Broadway
Pride,
will be
everyone.
celebrating Pride. So anyone who's out having a good time this weekend, rock on. Have fun. And we'll be right back after this break.
See you in a minute. We've got Nicholas Belton here from Great Comet.
That is really all it's called now.
It's just called Great Comet now, guys. That's what it's called. Welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
We love your show. We just love your show.
I love it.
How's it going over there?
It's going well. It's a lot of the steam is kind of like settled a little from the post-Tonys.
Because it was on fire. That's why.
It was on fire.
So the steam is settled. The dust is settled.
Everybody's sort of getting back to the routine. Because there's so much that goes on. I didn't realize. Everybody was like, how's it going? Are you getting tired? And I was like, I don't understand. But as the weeks were coming by and it was getting closer, there was so much happening.
Did you have fun performing on the Tonys?
I had a blast. We were so tired, but right before that adrenaline like kicks in, and it's just like shot out of a cannon. And I heard Keegan's voice. I think he introduced us, and then 4 minutes later, I can't breathe, and we're on the bus.
What happened? Yes.
That's basically it.
So you play Andre, who isn't here. But then they always, he's here, but it comes up a lot. Let me just put it that way. And then you play Andre's father. Right. Is it right? So that's a very big, quick change for you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah. I go from Andre to Old Volkansky, my father, and then back to Andre. In like about a minute and a half. I think.
And that's a full change. It's a full thing.
Yeah, it's a full thing. At first, when we were going through to try and figure out how we were going to do it, I was like, "This is impossible." Everybody's like sweating.
And Rachel was like, "We're doing it."
Yeah, and it happened, and it works, and it's like full makeup, powdered wig.
Yeah, you've got to completely change your voice and your age.
Yeah. Everything,
your posture, the whole thing.
Right.
I love it. I love it. We have to talk about your side gig. You have a side gig.
That's right.
So let's go back.
Sure.
You made your Broadway debut in Hare, is that correct?
Hare.
In Hare. So you were a member of the tribe.
I was in the tribe.
I feel like once you're in the tribe, you're always in the tribe. Is that true?
It's very true. And there were actually two different tribes because I was just telling the story. One, the tribe that opened in the park opened at the Hirschfeld Theater, and then 4 months later or so, they closed and went to the West End, the whole original cast.
That's right, yeah.
And then overnight, the following Tuesday, they replaced the cast with a new cast, and I was in that cast.
So you were like the second tribe.
Right. The stepbrother tribe.
The stepbrother.
But it's great because even those people that I didn't work with, like we all like knew of each other.
It was peace, love,
and
and
talked,
happiness.
And it was peace, yeah.
I mean, come on.
It really was.
It just felt like it was. So, but then did you think that you might step away from this business?
I did. There were a few times when I really wanted to cook. I started.
Are you trained as a cook?
I started cooking in restaurants in the city. The Spotted Pig was the first place that I just walked in, and I had no experience, but I had talked to a lot of chefs, and they're like, you could go to culinary school and spend a lot of money, or you could work in restaurants in the city, and we're in New York City. It's like a cornucopia of, culinary everything.
Of course.
So this restaurant in particular, it was my favorite, and I was like, well, if I want to work somewhere, I want to work here, because Jamie Oliver and all these April Bloomfield.
Start at the top, yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna shoot high, and I walked in, and I asked him for a job, and I said I've never done this before, but I would love to work for you guys because I love what you do. And he was like, all right, bring your clogs and your knives, come in on Tuesday. And
did you have to go
I'll
get
see
some
you
clogs and knives? Or
yeah, I did. And I ran to Chelsea Market, and I was like, okay, I need clogs, and I need knives, really sharp chef's knife, and then I started working, and it was the most grueling, hardest work I've ever done. It was for about 4 months. I got paid nothing, and I worked in these in the basement, which a lot of those places downtown are like about 5 feet high. So I was always crouching and bringing food up and prepping food,
and so now you have this like lifestyle website called Sunday Theory,
That's
where
right.
you kind of indulge that side of yourself,
right.
your chef side.
Yes. So
you guys should check this out. It's a very useful website if you're looking for places to go around the city or just tips.
Yeah. So it started sort of as when I was on tour, and I was always interested in what was going on in certain cities, and I would go visit restaurants and chefs and even nature-y type things, and offer recommendations or even just stuff that I liked. And people would ask for them, and then it turned into.
You started writing it down.
I started writing it down, and then I started writing recipes down and cooking and.
You're like a natural-born guru. I love it. I love it. All right, we have to ask you some questions because people have.
Please.
The first question is, where are your glasses?
Oh my God.
That's the first question, really, you guys? Okay, so where are your glasses? Haley is asking, do you have any dream roles?
Dream roles. That's a good. Well, I think like. Talking straight plays, I feel like Edgar or Edmund in King Lear would be one of them.
That's good.
Mickey, like in Blood Brothers, Floyd Collins, the brother.
We're not going for light comedies here. Not
no,
really.
no.
We're going for the full drama.
Yeah, Billy and Carousel.
There you go.
Yeah, I think those would be like some of my favorites.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's like this. This is
yeah.
the symbol for that. Yes.
Really.
Elise is asking, if you could swap roles with anyone currently on Broadway for one night, which role would you choose?
I would almost say, I mean, they just closed, but I would love to play George Seurat in Sunday in the Park with George.
Good choice. And the beard is working for that.
Right? I just
You're
need
ready.
a little bit longer,
a little
bushier.
Just like a week or two. You're almost there. You're almost there.
Thanks.
So Payne's asking, how do you maintain balance to do everything you enjoy? Because you do have this lifestyle blog, I guess I call it a blog, and you have all these interests in cooking and, hot spots.
Yeah, it's actually a lot, and I don't even feel like I've touched the tip of the iceberg. Like we haven't really gone. We're planning on like selling things now, like candles and scrubs and other things.
And you do this with your fiance, right?
Yeah. So we kind of teamed up, and she was like, your blog needs help, and I'm the person to do it for you.
That's nice.
So yeah, and there's actually not a lot of time. It's hard because I feel like I could use even another person to be like, this is how you need to manage your time, but I get it done because I love it. It's something.
Yeah,
I feel like when you love something and you have passion for it, then you make it happen.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Joseph is asking, is there a book or film you'd like to see adapted into a show? That's a good question.
Oh, I always say that. I always say this would make a great musical.
But you don't know what you say it for. You just
right.
say it all the time.
Man, that's a good question. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? I would love to see that as a musical.
Yes.
Right?
We have agreement in the room. We have agreement in the room.
Yes.
I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of that.
Casey's asking, do you prefer playing Andre or Old Bolkonsky? I can't say his name.
Bolkonsky.
It's hard. Russian names are hard.
They are
and they all
hard.
have 9 names. You know how it goes.
They are 9 different. It depends on the night, but I usually go back to Bolkonsky because I'm a little simple in that I love hearing a reaction from people. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it can screw me up because I have to stay human, but I also want to like see what gets people.
Well, this is a good show for that because you are like part of the audience. You're within the audience. Right.
And so people right around me, I feel like, get a different experience than the people 200 feet away. And
well, that's the best thing about this show. Is that everybody's having a totally different experience.
Right.
And but it's very interactive and fantastic.
And I just have my grandpa, who's no longer here, but I have him in my head. And it's fun to sort of like think about him, like anytime you would mimic somebody and what he
be
would,
someone sort of
his
far
little
from yourself
isms.
a little bit.
Yeah. So
I
that's
can
why
see you're doing the physicalization of it.
I'm already
I love
shaking.
It. And Haley's asking, what's the funniest interaction you've had as Bolkonsky?
Oh my gosh.
These interaction questions for the Comet people, they have so many of them every day.
Well, spoiler alert, I come into the audience and I find someone at a certain time to be my cheap French thing.
Yes, you do.
That is a quote from the show. And there's a spot where I find that person, and usually I find the person and they're creeped out and the audience enjoys that whole interaction. But sometimes the person either knows about it, which isn't as fun because it's better when it's
a surprise.
A surprise. And this woman, I got up really close to her, and then she grabbed my arm and pulled my head into her, and for a full-on like kiss, like put her hand behind my head.
Okay, it's not supposed to be that interactive. That's too much interaction. That's a little too much.
There are people watching. I gotta go. But yeah.
Okay, somebody is really understanding you as a person because Joseph, good job. He's asking, if you were to create a dish as your character or for your character, what would it be?
It would have to be.
It'd be Russian.
Yeah, it would have to be Russian, right?
What are you gonna put in that blini?
Man, I know. I love smoked fish. I feel like I would make like a corn cake blini, maybe with like some smoked trout and some creme fraiche mixed with some like horseradish or some lemon zest on top, you know.
Classic
Something
with the twist.
Like that. Yeah, with the twist.
With a little twist in there, a little corn twist.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, you guys have so many questions. David's asking a highbrow question. I'm going to ask you the highbrow question and the lowbrow question, and we're going to get going. David says, did you read any Tolstoy because of Comet? Or were you already a scholar pre-Comet?
No. Once we started at ART, I picked it up, and I tried to read the beginning, and it was so hard. Yes. Yeah. The first about 100 pages are very hard to get through.
And there are only like 1,100 more to go.
Right. And I don't have the patience for that. I wish I did. So I skipped ahead to the 70-page splice from our show, which is really broken up into a lot of different parts. And I read sections of it. It's hard because there's so many names.
The Spark Notes version.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job.
So I cheated.
You cheated. Good to know. This is the lowbrow question. Oh my gosh. Haley asks, any favorite Comet-related memes? I don't know any Comet-related memes, but I want to know about them.
There is one.
There's one.
Yes. I know some.
There's a good one from the Tonys.
Oh, I want to hear.
Of everybody just, we call it the the foosball section, I think, when everybody with the lines are going back and forth. And of course, I'm front and center, and I'm kicking my leg.
Well, I wonder why this is your favorite. I wonder, that's weird.
I love watching myself.
So Brendan's asking,
Just kidding.
Good to know. It's good to know. I think you're in the right business. Brendan's asking, are you excited for Oak and Ingrid to join the cast?
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's really coming up.
Yes, it's
like
happening.
2 weeks, a week and a half.
Yeah, and they're rehearsing now, and I've only heard about it from some of the understudies, but I can't wait. And anytime like that.
Well, you've been with the show for a long time, so you've seen it in different incarnations with different cast members.
Yeah.
And they must bring a new vibe every time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I can't wait, and I can't say. From what I've met Oak and I haven't met Ingrid, but I've heard great things about them.
We know they can sing.
Yeah.
We know this is going to be fine. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You guys, go see Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812, also known as The Great Comet, or The Comet, or just Comet, or just 1812, whatever you want to call it. Go see it. And go check out Sunday Theory. Is it sundaytheory.com?
Yep. Sundaytheory.com, or you can check it out on Instagram at Sunday_theory. And
great tips to find your vodka, your blini, and non-Russian items as well.
That's right.
We will see you on Monday. Take care.
Bye.